Good morning, student. Today we will discuss over the second unit, block 2. Sorry, second unit in method. The evolution of the C languages. Here, history and the futures of C languages. Here, in the Thomson and Cunningham developed that is a Unix operating system and implemented in the PDP 7 missions and wanted to move into the PDP 11 missions. That elaborations happen into the olden days. It is in this past years. After that, it is a part of that. It is a mission should be the minimize as a hardware is ever changing and improving. Therefore, they took that is a decision to write as much of code as possible in the higher level languages. They found that it is a reaches was the working on the language and the intent to the undertake that is a similar one that they have done in the Thomson and planning and development. It is a we were Richard when Dennis Richard he started in the 1970 in the Bell Laboratories in the USA. When he developed that is a B language. At the time he Thomas and Kingdom also the Unix operating system implementation. So the enhancements how they have done that. That is the history of the features of the C language. C language. Now coming to the no in this evolution part, if we discuss evolution part, we are going to discuss now. Now, yeah, this is the evolution point of view here. Why C language is a good programming language? It is a small set of the keywords will be there, and input is a very output is a very capability and well structured and modular and availability of the supporting libraries. Next, user controllable memory management. It is a system level programming support. Mission independence. These are the most important for the C language. Why we should learn that is a good programming language. And features for the C programming, it is a robust we can use because of capabilities of errors detection and execution of the managing that input of the data and rich set of the built-in functions or the operations to express any complex equations. And supported the assembly language with the features of the high-level language, which is required to the system programming language. And C programming are efficient and they run faster than and many programming written in other languages due to the optimization of the code and closest to the assembly language. The C most portable, which means that is a programming written one on mission and can be the run on another mission without modification. Can be extended by the way of the libraries and the defining new data types. Now here registers that it is a storage memory, storage class and data class type and variable declaration. It is called as a start int a equal to 0. Next, it is a we can use the auto, extern, and static and register. These are the commands we will be used. Auto, it is a static stack and unspecified block and end of the block. Extend data segmentation and initial value 0 and global multi files and end programming. Static data segmentation 0 block and end of the program. Register CPU register of the stack and the unspecified block and the end of the blocks. Next example, if I take the following are the example shown in the use of different storage classes. Hash include std.h, it is a index. Void test, it is a auto int a equal to 5 and a register int b equal to 10 and static int c equal to 20. Extern int x and printf that is a and printf b, printf c and printf x. Variables declarations with the consent to the int values we have given and a plus plus already abc values we have. Now I want to find out that x value that is a plus plus b plus c plus plus x plus plus. In the main program, if you write that, why test it is that it is a in the main program x equal to 1 initialization x to 10. Next test I will give the call test function and print a value of the x. It is a percentile d n and x equal to 20 test and call test again. It is a printf. That is a value of x for all print of x. So it is a allocated that the values of the variables and printable information we can get by using this. It is a different storage classes, how it will be the helpful for the functioning of the program. Here in the examination, you will ask the questions. Space is given below for writing of your. So that is a what he will ask the questions means it is a write what are the various storage classes in C. At the time you can write above information. It's enough. Next, it is a summary is here questions is mainly what questions he will ask in the exam. Explain how to read and print one-dimensional, two-dimensional arrays and display. Describe the pointers and the arrays with the example programming. Write a program to add and multiple like two matrices. Write a program to pass that is the arrays as a function argument. Explain the various storage classes in C and write the programming to demonstrate the various storage classes in C. And find the sum of the elements in the given array. It is write the program. Search the element using the linear search and sort by the elements of the bubble sort and find the transpose of the given matrix, find the addition of the two matrices. These are the questions you will ask by using this writing of the program. Here we have a choice is clearly here. Hmm. Here, what are the steps we are applying that storage classes explain means here we should write these are the four storage classes auto, extend, and static. And here matrix is a multiplication point of view. One example. Then various example questions. How he is asking the examination I mentioned here. See here matrix operations with the arrays. If I go for that, it is a array row. I'm giving it, creating that is a for loop. R equal to 0, R less than row, R plus plus. Here int R and C have given. So C for C also, C for braces, C for C equal to 0 and C less than column, C plus plus. Print of entire value of the percentile D and percentile D R comma C. And a scan if it is a percentile D at the center of mat R comma C, it is a read end and it's a return to that function. Next, void print that it is a what are the rows and columns you have given that it will be printed in the screen. That is a very easier for that finding out that. Here, I'm taking that is a multiplication part, so that I'm creating that is another row, another matrix. Then going further, it's a multiplication part is showing in the bottom. What is that? It is a matrix multiplication function. And it is two inputs of the matrices and one output of the matrix we should take, and a row and column sizes of the input matrices. Int return 0, false, on failure or the true, with the successful, and then rest will be filled with the data. Int multiply underscore the matrix of matrix int matrix 2. It is and the residence of int R1 and RC, C1, C2, and C3. Int I comma j comma k comma sum if C dash is equal to R2. Printf it is the first matrix columns not same as the second matrix rows. Return 0. For I equal to 0, I less than or equal to I less than R1, I plus plus for each row. For j equal to 0, j less than C2 and j plus plus sum equal to 0 for k equal to 0, k less than C1, k plus plus. And here sum equal to sum plus matrix I comma k into matrix j comma k comma j. So it is a resistance of I comma j. It is a sum. I can get that is a written value one. So that is will be printed to the what multiplication we obtain. That we can see in this program. Here I'm going to take that is the addition of the functions. Addition of the functions case, if I go for that, I can use this as a programming. Here two input matrices and one output matrix I will take, and the row and the column sizes of the input matrix. It is a int return 0 and false and failure on the true if successful, and then array res will be filled with the data. Next here we go for that is a int add underscore matrices braces int matrix 1 comma int matrix another matrix and int resultant matrix res. Here R1 and R2 C1 and C2 are the constants. So here I'm going to take that as a matrix sizes are the same or not. First it is a matrix sizes are the same, then we can go for that as a matrix addition. So I can go for that as a resultant equal to matrix 1 of the J plus residence of matrix 2 of the I comma J. This is a oral idea about it, the row and columns for the arranging into the adding the elements. Here print point of view, array size should be the given into the main programming, into main, into C1, R1, C1, R2, C2. Then into matter and 2020 matter 2020 resultant is 2020. Print array size should be the less than 20. Print the entire numbers of the rows and columns of the matrix 1 and matrix and scan a percentage and address of R1 and read matrix. It is a matrix 1 R1 and C1. Print F, enter the numbers of the rows and columns of the matrix. Scan a percentile R1, R2 and C2 and read matrix. This is the steps to writing of the program. For printf, it is a matrix. Printf underscore matrix R1, R2 and printf matrix R2. And then we can go for the resultant of R1, R2 matrix. It is the addition of the matrices that we can give. If I want the sum of the matrices also, we can be used that is a corresponding elements you can be added. Mathematically, it is a row element with corresponding row element and will be added. If a column with corresponding column can be added. This is the original programming of the operation of the numbers and matrix multiplication. Matrix operations using the arrays means we should write that. Now we can go for that. It is some of the programming. Yeah, this is the execution of the programming way of approach. It is just your int add up. Carry two integer numbers. Small programming. So these are matrix multiplication previously I explained by using the arrays. So now I am going for the structure. It is a int add int a comma int b. Then it is a int sum equal to a plus b written sum. Here it is a global definition main and statement I have given. Then function calls statement. So we can obtain the result. Its corresponding result enter. Now it is a phases of execution of the C program. Explain, he will ask. There it will be pre-processing and compiling, assembly and the linkage. These are the four steps will be the compilation and execution of the C program done into the separate stages. It is a by using these are the steps, it is a pre-processing and compilation and assembly and the linking. Your consideration of the simple C programming print into hash include stdio.h and enter main void and print hello world. It is a return to that. It is a braces close. So we can get it is a pre-processing means it's a stage to text file is a parsed and all the comments are stripped, broken line or joined. Then lines that is start with the a hash character are interpreted by the preprocessor and appropriate modifications are made to the code. Pre-processing is a simple macro language with the small set of the syntax and the semantics. Next, compilation. In this stage, the pre-processed code is translated to the human readable assembly instructions known as intermediate code, which can be the understood by the assembler specifies to the mission assembly. In this stage, assembler is used to the translate the assembly instructions to binary object code, which can be the actual instructions to be run by the target process. Here, C programming, sir, we can try it like that. It is a welcome to the C programming. Written to that is called the terminate the program. Next, running of the program, it is a CC hello C. We can be used that is Unix and Linux operating system. Now, if I go for this programming example, the following the programming they illustrate the C programming has a more than one function. It is a program to show basic structure, include hash include std.h. Wait, at what basis you want to give and the message you should be give the bottom. It is a print hello world, so that will be printed. It is a Dennis Richard, 1972, for Bell Laboratories. He has given that is one of the programming style instructions. Here, in this concept, they will ask the question, describe the history of the C program, describe the comments lines in the C, and explain the execution of the C program with examples. And explain various features of the C programming and describe the structures of the C programming. Explain the cases of the compiling C program. These are the questions you will ask in this unit 2. Next, we go for the basics of the C programming. It is a character set and identifiers and keywords and variables and data type and escape sequence and statements. Operators and the library functions is input and output. It is goes to the here. C and C++ language use the uppercase letter A to Z and the lowercase letter A to Z. The digit 0 to 9 and the certain special characteristics as a building blocks to the form basic programming elements in the C and the rest. An identifier should be the it is a letter A to Z and it is underscore. It is filled by the number of letters and these are the steps. And characteristic set and the identifier and keywords variables and any language is contained one set of the characteristics and the variables, numerals, and the data keywords. You see characteristics are these are the types exclamatory and star plus hash bracket greater than equal to brackets. These are called as a what is the C characteristics? Identifiers and keywords. It is the identifiers are the names given to the variable, various programming elements such as variables, constants, functions, and arrays. Identifiers should be short with the letters of capital alphabets ABC. So J or underscore also followed by the any number of letters and the digits. Generally, we use this program. The following names are the valid. Here, identifiers is declared into the y12 equal to some underscore one. It is a temperature. This is a very long variable and name as a area tags underscore rate table. The following as the names are the not valid identifiers for the following names. These are the steps for the example. Y12 some underscore temperature. It is a very long variable name or area like that we can discuss. And standard keywords also we should be remember. You should be remember. These all are the auto, break, case, character, that always should be the low cases. Data types and escape and sequence statements we'll discuss in the next class.